Sam, it's good to be talking with you again. And
Thank you, Bobbie.
I have to tell you just right off the top that Gettysburg is one heck of a movie. Gosh, I am really impressed with this film.
Thank you. I'm happy to hear you say that.
And it had such an emotional impact on me. I wonder, for you people who were with this project 10 and a half weeks, what kind of emotional things did you go through?
Well, these are like emotional experiences for me, whether I'm looking at it as an actor or as an audience. I mean, in the way you speak of it. I found the Ken Burns project very emotional on a lot of levels, and that was like still photos, much of it. But within the still photos were these incredible letters and these words that were actually spoken by the people of the time. That's one of the things that brings the emotion to the high degree that it's played out in this thing. I mean, a lot of this is well-documented material that was, often, if more often than not, were the words that these characters actually said. And when you're thinking about a point in our history as Americans that, I mean, it certainly had to have been one of, if not the major period of the birth of this country, I mean, Civil War. This war of fratricide, I mean, certainly was, even today, I mean, it's like the scene is still kind of set there on some level, I mean, and yeah, the battle's been fought, but the wars haven't been won, somehow.
What is it, excuse me.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
What is it about your character that you particularly enjoyed and appreciated?
I just like John Buford. I think probably one of the things that I gleaned out of all the material that I read about this man that I particularly identified or particularly liked about him was that he was an enlisted man's officer, as he was referred to, rather than an officer's officer. I kind of like that when these bigger-than-life characters have kind of a grounding factor about them as well, Buford was also a brilliant tactician, I mean, he was a brilliant soldier. He was a West Point graduate. He was really the first cavalry officer that took the battle to the ground, got 3 men. I mean, these units were broken down into 4 men often when they moved into battle, and he would take 3 guys to the ground, leaving 1 guy holding the 4 horses, and these guys fought the battle on the ground, which was much more of a controlled kind of a situation than fighting on horseback in certain situations. And, Buford, a lot of people kind of view him as like one of the unsung heroes of this battle, but I was sure happy to be playing the part,
As I watched it, Sam, and you have these scenes where there are just thousands of people out there in the scene, and all the noise of the cannons and the guns and so forth. And then I'm thinking about Ron Maxwell. I must be honest with you, I didn't know much about Ron Maxwell until this time, the director we're speaking of. He had to be like a battle commander himself, didn't he?
Absolutely, absolutely. And he waged a good war, didn't he? I mean, a successful campaign, I think. I mean, Maxwell, I can't say enough about what he contributed to this thing because it was really his baby from the beginning. He wrote the screenplay, as well as directed the scenario, and as you're saying, with the sheer numbers of people that were involved in this and the size of the production, that, it's an amazing accomplishment for anyone.
The other thing is that he brought it in at the price he did. Now, he told me $13 million was the production, and then they added another up to 20 to, promote it and so forth. So we're looking at a $20 million production. That looks like a $120 million film.
Yeah.
How did he do that?
Well, I don't know. I mean, it's, it is what it is, I mean, it doesn't cost that much money to make movies. that's probably doesn't. This is like a whole other discussion we're going to get into.
He said, though, that you actors, many of you actors, worked for a lot less than your
sure,
asking
a lot
price.
of us did. I mean, that's really what you get a good piece of material, and then a lot of people will come for a lot less to be involved in the piece of material. You know, I mean, they had all these reenactors that worked on this thing that worked on it for nothing.
Really?
You know,
Really?
I mean, pretty short pay.
And there were
But
5,000.
they're working on it for the love of the piece, wanting to be involved in this production. There's something to be said about these guys for that, you know.
Did you get to know any of them?
Sure, I got to know a lot of them. You know, I have great respect for these guys. They lend a certain amount of energy and a certain amount of credibility to these kind of pieces that you could never get out of a bunch of extras in Hollywood. I mean, no more from an economic standpoint, you couldn't get it out of them, you couldn't get it out of from a spiritual sense or any other sense, you know. I mean, these guys are students of the Civil War, you know. They, as often as not, a lot of them know these speeches that these actors are speaking in these things as well as some of the actors do. The stuff that's documented, the stuff that are the actual words I'm speaking of. When you look around and you're playing a scene and you look around at some of these guys and they have tears streaming down their face, and you know, it's good stuff. It just helps the actor out, you know, it turns up the performance.
I told Ron Maxwell last night, I said, if you play Dixie one more time, I'm going to have to stand up.
Yeah.
being of the Southern persuasion.
Right.
Sam, congratulations to all of you, and come Academy Award time, I'm telling you, if they don't give you guys some Oscars, I'm going to be there
Thank you.
picketing.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sam.
My pleasure.
Wonderful to see you.
Thank you very much.